So we are going to talk today on the CDSU medical device manufacturing requirements for the dental laboratories. As we are all aware about that, all the dental laboratories across India coming under the purview of the medical device rule. So how you get the license from the government, what are the costs, what are the documents required, right? How much time it will be required to get you the license. So we are going to discuss today on this topic of CDSU or medical device manufacturing requirements for the dental lab. Before going, just a brief introduction about our company. I am the founder and director of the Symbiorph clinical Trialogy. We are a 12-year-old company based out in Ahmedabad. Basically, we are supporting the Indian companies in terms of getting the CDSU manufacturing license, product import license, C certifications and the US FDA for the product what they are manufacturing in India or what they are importing. Besides this, we are working as an advisor and mentor in various incubation centers with respect to the medical devices like Social Alpha. Social Alpha is a Tata Trust Group company where I am working as an advisor. Then KIT TBI, Manipal Bioincubator, RICH is a Telangana state government initiative where I am working as advisors and many more. Besides this, working as an advisor in the different IITs like IIT Delhi, Bombay, Hyderabad, Madras and Gandhinagar as well, in terms of supporting the young entrepreneurs in medical device areas to come up with the new product. We have completed various workshops in the different institutes, big institutes like the Bangalore Bio Innovation Center, CCANT, Bangalore, Manipal Bioincubator based out in Manipal and many others. So what is this medical device rule, right? It was first published in year 2017 and having further amendments, right? And the last amendments happened on 11 February 2020 where they have put the two important gadget notifications. One, it talks about the definition of medical devices, and second, that what are the requirements to fulfill to get the manufacturing license or to get the import license for the product what you are manufacturing or importing. So what are the further implications happened? That you have to classify your product into different risk class. We call it class A, B, C and D, and accordingly the timelines is given by the CDSU for implementing the Indian medical device rule. For class A and B, you need to get the manufacturing license by 1st of October 2022. Further, they have given a 6 months extension, that is till March 2023. You have to get the license to manufacture the class A and B or to import the class A and B compulsorily. So the deadline given by the CDSU has been gone. So you have to just, if you are not initiated any work, you just start getting or start preparing your documentations meeting the requirement of class A and B. If you are coming under the class C and class D risk category, right, they have given a timeline of 1st of October 2023. So you have further around 4-5 months left if you are importing or manufacturing any class C or D medical devices. So what is the definition of medical devices as per the Indian medical device rule and how the Indian dental laboratories is coming under the purview, we are going to discuss from now onwards. As per the gadget notifications, is talk about that all the devices including an instrument, apparatus, appliance, implant, material or other article whether used alone or in combination, including a software or an accessories. So in the last few sessions, we have here or you have shown that softwares used in the dental industries, right, for the planning purpose or for the designing of the CAD/CAM software, right? There are different type of softwares coming under that. So they are also coming under the purview of the Indian medical device rule, and all those companies who are doing this type of work, right, they need to get the product import license from the CDSU, which is intended by the especially for the human being right, and which does not achieve its primary intended action in our human body by pharmacological, immunological and metabolic means, and which will be used either in diagnosis, prevention, monitoring, treatment or elevation of any disease or disorder, diagnosis, monitoring, treatment, elevation or assistance for any injury or disability, investigation, replacement or modification or support of anatomy of a physiological processes, supporting and sustaining life, disinfection of medical devices or control of conceptions. Right? This is a broader definition of the medical devices given by the CDSCO. And how it will be used in the dental laboratory, reason being it is a custom made medical devices. Excuse me. So as per the definitions given by the CDSCO in the medical device rule, what you mean by a custom made medical devices? It means a medical device is made especially in accordance with the written prescription of a registered medical practitioner specialized in a relevant area under his responsibility for the sole use of a particular patient, but does not include a mass production of such devices. So hence all the dental laboratory products are a custom made medical devices because it is made specifically for that patient, which is prescribed by the doctor under the relevant area, right? The dental laboratories who are the technicians, right, they have specialized approvals to or degree, right, to manufacture this type of dental prosthesis or crown, bridges, right? So hence, as per the definition given by the Indian medical device rule, all the dental labs, what they are manufacturing, coming under the definition of custom made medical devices. Here the word mentioned is mass production of such devices, right? What do you mean by the mass production? Mass production means that if you are manufacturing a single product, size, dimensions, right? So hence they are called the mass production products. This makes the difference between the mass produced medical devices and a custom made medical devices. This, yeah.
So you were discussing about the mass production that comes into implantology, right?
Right.
But when we are doing a product in a laboratory, that is not a mass production.
Right, correct. It is not about, this is custom made. So hence it's coming under the custom made devices.
So custom made devices are exempted in India, right?
No, it's not exempted.
It's not exempted?
Yeah, it's not exempted. If you read the rule of Indian medical device, right, it is not exempted. Custom made product. I giving you example of the orthotic and prosthetics, right? They are also custom made products. Companies are getting the import license, the manufacturers, the local manufacturer of orthotic prosthetics, arms, legs, right, ears, right, they all are coming under the purview of the manufacturing license. So in the same case, in the dental laboratory, it is also a custom made product depending upon the specification given by the doctors. So this questions came from a lot of people to whom I met. Why the dental lab products coming under the medical device category? Why it is not exempted? So because there's a clear-cut definition of custom made devices given, right, that make all the products under the dental laboratory, crown, bridges, right, they all coming under the purview of the medical device rule. Hence, you need to start the process of getting the manufacturing license. I will be discussing in detail the steps involved into it and document required. So this is the 4 broader risk category given by the CDSCO. Class A means low risk devices, B is low to moderate, C is moderate to high risk, and class D high risk medical devices. So all the dental laboratory products manufactured by you is coming under the class B category, low to moderate risk. Why I am saying that it's class B? There are 2 reasons of saying. One thing is that CDSCO in the list of product, they have already classified the dental crown bridges and all other related products under the class B category, right? However, there are many more products which is not listed under the CDSU list of products. So how you should classify them, right? What are the steps, procedures or methodology to classify those type of products? So we will be going to discuss that. First thing is you define the intended use of your devices and the mode of action of your devices. Once you understand the intended use of your devices, then understand the duration of use of your devices. Most of the dental or dental crown bridges, right, they are mostly used for short-term use, right, not more than 30 days, right. So you have to classify whether the product what you are developing in the lab either used for transient less than 60 minutes or short-term not more than 30 days or for a long-term which is more than 30 days on the patients. Accordingly, you have to define the duration of use of your product. Then step number 3 is define the device category, whether it's invasive device, body modified device, surgically invasive device or implantable devices. So most of the product of dental laboratory either they come under the body modified, surgically invasive device category or implantable device category, right? So accordingly, once you understand the intended use of your device, duration of use of your device and understand the device type, whether it's body modified means your nasal opening, right, your mouth, eyeball such as stoma or your any artificial opening also, right, they are called body modified. So mouth is a natural orifice. Then surgically invasive devices means which penetrate inside the body with the help of a surgical interventions, right. So if a surgery is required for a dental prosthetic to be placed into the, then it's called surgically invasive devices. Then the invasive device means which penetrate inside the body either through a body orifice or through the surface of the body. So an implantable devices means which totally introduced into the human body, like the dental implants, right? Dental implants are totally introduced into the human body to be replaced or epithelial surface or the surface of the eye by surgical interventions which is intended to remain in the place after the procedure, which will remain into the patient even after the procedure. So this type of product coming under the implantable device category. Then there are other device category like active medical devices, active therapeutical devices, active device for diagnosis and central circulatory system and central nervous system, which is not applicable for the dental laboratory. For dental laboratory, you have to just understand invasive, body modified, surgically invasive devices and implantable devices. Then you have to go to the Indian medical device rule, right? And these are the implementing rules given into you. How you classify into class A, B, C and D. If you go in depth and read this implementing rule, these clauses, then you can be able to classify your product into class A and B. None of the dental laboratory products coming under class C and D, all are coming under either in class A or in class B category. So you have to read most of the product like either surgically invasive, short term or transient use, or with the body modified, short term, transient use, long term. You have to read those implementing rules depending upon the definition or depending upon the intended use of your product, and then you can able to classify your dental prosthetic or dental lab product into class A or class B category. Then what are the different forms required? For the manufacturing license, you have to apply in MD form 3 and the license you will get in MD form 5. For the import license, you have to apply in the MD 14 and in return the government will give you a permission in MD 15 license. What are the typical fee involved into it? For the manufacturer of class A and B, per site is 5,000 rupees and each distinct device is 500 rupees. So it means that you in the dental laboratory you have 5 different products, like dental crown is different, dental bridge is different, right? So depending upon the generic name, right, what you want, each distinct devices the cost is 500 rupees. So the overall, if you have 10 distinct devices, so 500 into 10, 5,000 plus 5,000 rupees for per site. So the total government fee will become 10,000 rupees to get the manufacturing license, which is the official fee. For class C and D, it is 50,000 rupees and 1,000 rupees will be the cost for each distinct devices. So if you want to import any other product which is used in the dental laboratory, right? If it's a class A, then each site fee is $1,000 and each distinct device is $50. For class B, it is $2,000 and each distinct device is $1,000. For class C and D, it's $3,000 and $1,500 respectively. So mostly this is the typical CDSO fee what you have to pay to the government for the manufacturing license. Now what are the documents required? There is a lot of document required for a manufacturing license. Typically it starts from preparing the site master file as per the Annexure 1 and preparing the device master file as per the Annexure 2. So what are the typical content of the device master file? It includes start from having a risk management report, clinical evaluation report, essential requirement checklist, label, user manual, design informations, manufacturing informations, packaging validation report, your software verification validation report, your post-marketing service report, your biocompatibility reports, and many more documents will be required at the time of preparing your device master file. So basically you need site master file and device master file to get the manufacturing license for your product. What are the steps involved into it? There are total 13 steps to get the manufacturing license. Step number 1 starts from creating a SUGAM login ID. A typical timeline to get a SUGAM login ID credentials is 15 to 20 working days from the CDSO. Then after that you have to pay the challan to the government. Once the login ID is activated, pay the challan to the government, right? Either it's online or offline depending upon the state where you are working. Like if you are in Maharashtra, it is online. In Karnataka, it's also online. In Gujarat, it is offline. You have to go to the state FDA office and you have to pay over there. In Haryana, it is online. In Rajasthan, it is offline. Bhopal, it is offline. In MP, it is offline. So depending upon the states where you are working, you have to follow that particular state FDA requirements to pay the challan. Then the step number 3 is you have to implement the ISO 13485, which is the quality management system requirements for the medical device manufacturers. Either you are a small dental lab or a big dental lab, your requirement will remain the same, right? You have to follow the requirement of ISO and implement. You have to document the quality manual, SOPs, procedures. Some of the mandatory documents should be there to implement the ISO 13485. Then the step number 4 is prepare the site master file as per the Annexure 1. Step number 5 is prepare the device master file as per the Annexure 2 of the Indian Medical Device Rule. Once all these documents is prepared, right, then you have to upload a document to the SUGAM portal online. So everything will be done online. Once the document is uploaded to the SUGAM portal, right, the document will get transferred automatically to the state FDA. Once the document is with the state FDA, right, then the state FDA officers will transfer your application to an accredited third-party notified body for the manufacturing license audit. Once it is gone to the CDSO accredited notified body, then that accredited body will share you the manufacturing license audit fees to you. After acceptance of the fees, right, then that third party will going to come to your facility for an on-site audit. And basically they will going to check 2 things: your entire facility and documentation with respect to the ISO 13485, and the second thing which they will look into is your device master file and site master file. And on that basis they will prepare a very exhaustive report, and that report will be submitted to the state FDA. And the step number 12, if you see, that report will be submitted to the state FDA. And once it's submitted to the state FDA will review that report and ultimately they will grant you the manufacturing license from the state FDA. So this is the total 13 steps which is required to get the manufacturing license for your dental laboratories. Any doubt, any question over here? Yes.
What is a site master file?
Site master file, yeah. Site master file is a entire documents with respect to your manufacturing facility, including the plan layout and many more information with respect to your manufacturing facility. You will, so it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Government has not put any clause with respect to the space requirement, or you need to have either a industrial space or commercial space. Government has not put any such clause in there. Even wherever you are working, you will get the license.
And the device master file is about the machineries what you have in the lab?
No, it's not about the machinery. It's about the product what you want to manufacture. Suppose you have a crown, right? For the So for the dental crown, you have to prepare a file. So you have to get the manufacturing license for the dental crown, right? So for respect to dental crown, all the informations what I have mentioned, risk management, clinical evaluation, label, essential technical requirement checklist. With respect to dental crown, you have to provide.
Okay, when we are using material for a single crown, we use various types of material to get one product, right?
That's fine, that's fine. It's coming upon the raw material which is required to manufacture it.
Right.
So we have to provide a brief information about the raw material also. But you have to get the license only for the crown, right? So major we have to focus on the crown. That the raw material, we have to provide the information on the raw material also over there.
To a specific crown, right?
Yeah.
Because there are various types of material used to make a crown.
So you have to provide the specific information over there.
The raw material
Yeah.
information also
Right,
in the
correct.
device file.
Yes. Because when you get the license, right, there's an options coming about, you have to provide the raw material name also. So it's not compulsory every time to declare the raw material, because it might get changed, right? So if you want to put that information, you can put it, otherwise you can skip that also. It is not a compulsory requirement to put that.
One more question.
Yeah.
In the Karnataka board, when we had gone to the office, they are not sure about the labs getting a license to the lab. They are asking what is this license. They are also not aware of it.
Now they are aware about it. I have met with them. I had a meeting with them. So we have just submitted one application, you know. Yeah, you are correct that awareness is poor among the officers also across India. We have done a couple of submissions in various states, right? We have met personally with the various state FD officers. They are not aware about the requirement that the dental lab are also coming under the purview of the medical devices. So then we have explained that they are coming under the purview, and a couple of licenses have already been issued in India with respect to the dental lab, right? So then they are thinking, yeah, okay, fine. If it's already issued and the dental laboratory is coming under purview, right? So they have started accepting the application and they have started forwarding to the third party for the licensing. But each state FDA has a different methodology of working, right? State FDA of Karnataka want hard copy also, which is not required in Tamil Nadu or in Hyderabad. So each state FDA has a different own methodology to issue you the class A and B licenses. Now for the product import license, if you are an importer, right? So what are the typical major requirements to be understand if you want to import any product into India? The first important document which is required is the power of attorney, right, from your parent manufacturing company. Second important requirement is either wholesale license or a manufacturing license from you, right? So if you are a manufacturer, you might be having a manufacturing license, or if you are a trader, you might be having a MB42 license. Then point 3, 4, 5 is becoming very important. You need to have a official certificate from the country of origin. Suppose you are importing it from Germany, right? Or suppose you are importing from the Korea, right? So the official certificate from the Korea is a compulsory requirement to be put when you want to import any product from the Korea. Point number 4 is very, very critical and in point number 4, maximum of the Indian importers right? They are not able to import, or they have rejected that particular manufacturing company because they are not able to provide the point number 4 document to them. Point number 4 is that if you are having a C certificate or you are having a US FDA, right? So you need to have a CC certificate either from the European Union or from the USA, and majorly companies fails to provide this CC certificate to the Indian counterpart. This is what the problem we as a consultant and many of the importers, small importers or big importers are facing in India because of non-availability of CC certificate from EU or from the USA. Then an authorized copy of overseas manufacturing site. If it's a Korean company, then KFDA, we call it KF. In India, we call it CDSO, right? So in Korea, we call it KFDA is required. So I'm just giving example of Korea. So KFDA is required. Then a typical list of notarized copy of C certificate, notarized copy of declaration of conformities, ISO 13485, audit report, plant master file and device master file are typical more documents which you will be requiring from your importer or from your parent manufacturer, right? These are the very critical documents which will be a deciding point for you as an importer whether to choose that particular manufacturing company or not. If they don't have this particular important legal documents, you cannot register yourself under the MD14 and you will not get any license from the government. If you don't have even one document from the list 9 which I have listed, you will get a query from the CDSO, right? And to resolve the query, you need to have a support from the foreign manufacturers. So typical content of the import license, again you need to have a risk management, clinical design informations, reference to predicate or previous generation of devices, very important document which will be requiring, post-marketing surveillance, packaging verification report, manufacturing informations. Most of the companies refrain from sharing you the manufacturing information because they are the secrets. They are the trade secrets they cannot share the entire manufacturing or design information. So you have to request them that we don't need the entire design information or the product or the manufacturing steps. Even only the brief description of one page of the design of the product or the manufacturing, how they are doing, is sufficient to get the import license. We don't want their drawings, we don't want their secrets, right? We keep on explaining to foreign manufacturers, they refrain of sharing all the information to the Indian counterpart. So these are the typical requirements for the import license. So the work which we have completed recently are the RR Dental Lab, they got the license for the dental laboratories. Three Dent BDS, we are already working with them. Vishal Dental Care, they already got the manufacturing license for their materials range. Safe Endo Dental, they already got the license for the manufacturing of the dental materials and the dental composites. So this is my contact details. I'm based out in Ahmedabad, but I do have clients across India. Basically, I do have an in-house person in Bangalore, also in Hyderabad. So typically, we work across India. So any question with respect to the manufacturing license, I'm happy to take right now. I'm happy to support you post that also.
What's the time process for this?
Time process is 3 months. 3 months. Once you submitted the documents, right, typically 10 to 15 days will be taken by the state FDA. State FDA to review and transfer to the third party for the audit purpose. And third party will typically take around 15 to 20 days to come to the audit. And after that, 1 month again it will be stuck at the state FDA to issue the license. So typically you can say around 3 months time. Any questions? Any of the manufacturers? You are a manufacturer? Huh? Okay. what do you want for me to repeat? Okay. So these are the 4 risk class of the product which you need to understand. Class A is low risk devices, B is low to moderate risk, Class C is moderate to high risk, and Class D high risk. Typical given example of the Class A is your, in dental laboratory there is no Class A product, all are coming under the Class B category only, ground bridges, right? Class C is all your dental implants, right? All the dental x-rays, right? They all are coming under Class C categories. Your OPG machines, right? They are Class C higher risk devices. Class D category, not related to the dental, but talking about the example of the cardiac industry or neurology, hydrocephalus stents, cardiac stents, cardiac balloons, pacemakers, right? They all are coming under the Class D categories. So these are the 4 risk class according to which you have to define your product. How to do that I have already discussed. There are the steps involved into it, right? And go and read the implementing rules, and accordingly you can able to understand how to classify your products.
I just wanted to check what are the documents required from the lab? The registration document.
Yeah, if I talk about the legal documents,
yeah.
legal documents you need to have the covering letter, this is fine. You need to have an ownership copy of the manufacturing site.
And if the site, we are not giving a rent,
Right.
what is the document required? Do we have to make an agreement for the rent as an owner?
Yeah, you need to have either ownership copy or rent agreement is required.
Ownership copy and the...
Or either if it is owned by you, then
Right.
ownership copy, or if it's on rent, then the rent
So
agreement
that
is
the
required.
e-Tata and
Yeah, yes.
the tax receipt.
Yeah, it actually that will be fine, sufficient.
And what are the other documents? The dental technician certificate?
Dental technician certificate is not compulsory required, but we are submitting it along with the applications.
Okay.
The state FDA is not asked for it.
Okay.
If I talk about state FDA of Kerala, they make it compulsory.
Okay.
If I talk about the state FDA of Karnataka or Tamil Nadu or Hyderabad, we made the submissions, they have not made it compulsory. They have not asked us to submit the lab technician certificate over there, nor in Maharashtra. So it totally depends upon the state FDA. If they have made it compulsory like state FDA of Kerala, they have made it compulsory to submit it. So along with the owner agreement, rent agreement copy, you need to have a constitution copy of your company. If it's a private limited, if it's not a private limited, the share ownership copy, right? That will be required. If you don't have it, then the GST certificate will be sufficient. Now, if you undertaking with respect to ISO 13485 and Schedule 5, you have to submit it. These are all legal documents which are required.
The ISO certificate, is it compulsory?
It is not compulsory, even though if you give a declaration that we are meeting the Schedule 5 requirements of your Indian medical device rule, that will be sufficient. It is not compulsory, but it will depend upon if you want to go, you can